A beautiful afternoon to you out there. It is actually a blessed day for us, and I hope you're having a swell time today. And if you are not, just make sure you stay glued to your television and we'll put a smile on your face. I am excited today to talk about this particular country on the Midday Show on ECWA Television International. I will be talking about Cyprus. And of course, as usual, I am not doing this alone. I have Tony Ghana in the studio with me. Good afternoon, Tony.
Good afternoon to you too.
Well, I don't understand. Good afternoon to you too.
You said good afternoon
Anyways,
to me, so good afternoon to you too.
Good to have you here.
I'm not feeling well having you here.
No problem. I don't have a problem with you, but I'll deal with you later after this. So we'll be talking about Cyprus, and as I said, I am excited to talk about Cyprus. Cyprus is known as the jewel of the Mediterranean and the legendary birthplace of Aphrodite. The ancient goddess of love and beauty certainly lives up the exacting standards of its divine patroness with warm sun, sparkling sea, welcoming people, and wonderful scenery. Cyprus offers visitors a superb holiday destination packed with unforgettable experiences, extraordinary sights, and exquisite Mediterranean cuisine, plus a generous dose of romantic ancient legends to spice up those lazy days by the sea.
I feel like traveling to Cyprus.
I said I am super excited talking about Cyprus.
Cyprus. I don't know if you. I'm already lodging one of the hotels there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Nigeria,
wow, Nigeria is fine. So how is life in Cyprus?
Very exciting. Something inviting. I am inviting you to come to Cyprus. Give the finances. I mean the financial.
Whoa, I'm super excited.
So how do you want it? Is it first class? Is this the first class you want?
So everybody wants good life. Oh, I beg, please, I need a baby girl life, please. First class, please.
Okay, first class ticket
Yes.
is what you want. Okay, just have your demand sent to me earlier, and later, and then I'll see what I can
God,
do.
I pray you get money and you get it to the fullest in Jesus'
I
name.
have money now. Amen. I'm claiming it already.
You see, now I'm trying to pray for you. Now you're telling me. I know you have it. I don't have a problem with that. Anyways, when I was trying to do a little research about Cyprus, I was excited because one, it has to do with the peace over there. Like, it's a peaceful place. Like, when you think of when you plan on going somewhere for a visit or you plan on going home away from home, Cyprus is one of the places you should go to. Because like when you realize that you have issues or you have problems or you have challenges that you cannot deal with, or you just need to get away from something that is happening to you that you are not proud about, then I think Cyprus is one of the places for you to visit because you will get the fullest of things. Is it business you want to do? Do you want to have the enjoyment? Do you want to live the life that people are living? Anything you want to do? Like, Cyprus are welcoming people. And so why do you want to think of saying you don't want to go to Cyprus, or maybe Cyprus is not a place for you to be? Cyprus is a place for you to visit, it's a place for you to go, it's a place for you to even stay. Like, if you want to stay for good, Cyprus is a place for you to stay, because when you talk about giving out hospitality to people,
They're very hospitable.
they are very hospitable. They care about people. When you talk about education, when you talk about their healthcare system, when you talk about their income, when you talk about everything, like everything of theirs is just the best, is top notch. So then why would I think twice? Like, I know I've said I want to go to a lot of countries, just the way we talk about different countries, and then maybe you get excited and you say, because of the things you've learned about a particular country, and then you tell yourself, I want to go to this place, maybe for honeymoon, or maybe just for a vacation, or maybe for something. But then Cyprus, I was excited because it has a lot of things for you to do.
So from all these countries, which of these countries are topping your list?
Cyprus is first, though.
Sure?
Yes, for today, though.
Okay.
For today, yeah.
All right. Well, the one thing about Cyprus is that it's actually a nice place. It's one of the most cherished country in the whole of Europe, and for the fact that it is filled up with a lot of historical backgrounds, cultures, and religions, and all of those things. One of the reasons, is one of the essence why people visit there, and it's one of the countries that is surrounded by ocean. And you know, when a country is surrounded by ocean, you should know that there are a lot of activities there, especially when such ocean is more of like a Mediterranean Sea. It's something that one should, have yourself involved into the activities. And what are the activities? When you talk about diving inside the ocean, if you can't even dive, if you can't swim, I believe there are ship rides or
Yeah.
boat rides rather that you can have yourself exploring, or better still, you can even from the waves of the scenery of the waves of the sea is something to behold and to see. And for the fact that is one of the ancient countries in the country in the whole of Europe, is one thing that people should be fantasized about, to go see how it looks like and all of those things. And for the fact that it's one of the birthplace, or is the birthplace of Aphrodite, which is the goddess of beauty and love. And aside from that, I think they have a specific ocean that is left aside for Aphrodite. That is, when you go there, when you go to that particular beach, is very peaceful. The calmness there in the ocean is just something else. And when you go to a place that is very lonely, very quiet and silent, the feeling you get is heavenly. Or better still, you can even go for what is it called? Diving. Aside from diving, you can go for snorkeling and all of those things. And when you have yourself involved into stuff like this, it liberates your soul.
True.
Because even if you are the type that is surrounded by issues, by the time you have yourself involved into such activities, you wouldn't know when you forget all of those things and have yourself been enjoying the moment of which you are in at that moment. Yeah. So I feel it's something that one should have his or herself embedded, so that you will have yourself surrounded with a lot of positive vibes and positive minds too, so that you will not have yourself languished into thoughts, into worries, into one issue or the other and all of that. So I think traveling is just one, like Cyprus is one place to actually travel to. And I would suggest you come and meet me in Nicosia, because that's where I am right now.
God, I like what you're saying. I think maybe I should meet you. Okay.
No, you should come and meet me.
I will actually look for maybe the means to.
Stop.
Since you said yoga, it's not. No, the thing is, I don't understand. Of course I want to. You don't need to say it. Wow, I should be submissive. You don't marry me. I should be submissive. Anyways, when you talk about a lot of tourist sites and then places for you to visit, because I learned that one of the incomes, the particular thing that gives them more money, let's say almost 80%, is the tourist attraction, where people go to visit, where people pay for a lot of things. Because of course you cannot just go to a particular country and then you will not pay for your way out and all the things you want to do. So then it's one of their income. So then whenever it is you think you want to travel, of course you should be ready to spend, you should be ready to do a lot of things and say anything, because when you find yourself in Cyprus, you will be excited. Just the environment alone, the cleanliness in that place is something else. And then when you talk about visiting people and the way they treat you, even when I heard that a lot of people travel to Cyprus for maybe when they are ill, and then they get a lot of attention. And then when you talk about the payroll, is actually something different.
Of course,
because they treat their patients with so much love.
With care too.
Care. They give you that attention.
The executive treatment.
Some people would just start telling you, I think I want to be sick, because you see the way they treat people. Yeah. Wow. Because then they give you the best. That is why a lot of people, all these healthcare, all these nurses and the rest, want to travel out to Cyprus, because they know that they pay them a lot and then they have a lot to gain. So then when you talk about traveling to Cyprus, you have a lot of things to do. And then one of the things you should do in Cyprus about their attractions, whatever it is you want to do, I think one of them is the Korean. Them is almost how many decades away?
13th century. So
wow.
It's a very long time.
When you want to talk about history, when you want to talk about something that has existed for a long time, you have to talk about this particular place. And then it's a place where people go to go and see a lot of things. Korean is actually, they believe that the Asian city was founded around the 13th century BC. But then it's the 5th century Creole Roman ruins that most attracts visitors to the archaeological site near the city of Limassol. That's, I think, particularly people go there because they just want to know about their history, about things that they've never seen or things that they don't know about. Yes, and how they've done things before. A lot of things that you want to learn. You don't just tell yourself that you want to travel. Some people will just tell you they don't even want to know what's happening there. They just want to go for their business and come back. But then why wouldn't you want to know something that is happening in a particular place? Why wouldn't you want to know how it came about? How wouldn't you want to know how they started a lot of things? But then when you talk about going through what they have done before, I think this is one of the places for you to visit, because actually an old place for you to go and to do a lot of things there. So then don't think you will not be able to achieve anything. Of course, there are a lot of things for you to achieve in this particular place. I think people a lot go there from for different things. If you want to get any information about them, they have different places for them to visit.
Aside from that, it's actually a place that is involved with a lot of activities. And when I talk about activities, talk about activities like classical plays, like when you have yourself in, because it's a room, and when you talk about room, it is like more of like an open space that is there in, and then whenever you want to like have yourself entertained with classical plays, classical performance, like any sort of performance too can be held there. And for the fact that you are a visitor, or probably you want to have yourself filled up with a lot of memories. If at all you happen to travel or probably visit that particular place when there is a performance going on, there is an event going on, you should have yourself, involved there so that you see how things are done, and I think that should give you an insight of how things were done even in the past. Because when you talk about places like this or temples like this, that should give you an insight that, okay, this is where probably our forefathers, gods or goddesses used to have their meetings, or probably have one thing or that, just anything that has to do with their gathering. I believe that's where they used to meet. So that should give you an insight of how the place should be or is. And then, with that, you have yourself being filled up a lot of memories. And you can also take pictures of these things and go back and show them off to either your family members and all of those things. Yeah. So it won't be as if you traveled and you have nothing to show off. So it's just like you having yourself involved into the activities and all of those things. You don't just travel because of business purposes. And after you are being successful in your business plan or whatsoever, you just come back. No, doesn't speak well of you. Because no, the thing is when you go to a place that happens to be filled up with nature, filled up with historical backgrounds, believe me, it opens your mind to even new ideas.
True.
And when you have new ideas, you should know that to fetch you more money.
Actually.
Because what makes us different from what makes people like us that are rich right now different from those that are poor.
Hallelujah, somebody.
It's for the fact that our ideas are different from others.
Yeah, actually.
And that's what makes money. So if you can go to why are you doubting me?
God, when, please.
So it's just a place for a liberation of mind, liberation of soul, having yourself attached to new ideas and all of those things. Then another place or another tourist attraction we have there is the Colossi Castle. And Colossi Castle is situated near the northern tip of Cyprus. Colossi Castle is a 3-story keep built as a military fortress for the crusade of the High Middle Age. I think this happened during the medieval period. And when you talk about medieval period, you should know that it was then that was the existence of the Crusaders. And, I think fortress then were usually built for protection, for the sake of protection, where you have probably, since it's a place that was built for the military, you have the rest of the military being kept inside, then having the whole place being mounted with stones and all of those things. And when you see the picture of that fortress, you see that it is actually built on top of stones. And when you see stuff like that, it's not as if these are things that happened right now. Probably they are being built right now, but the ideas of those that came into this world before us. So when you go to places like that, even as an engineer, you have more ideas on how these things are built, and then it will probably give you it will build on your new ideas on how to make existence of something like this even more attractive than what this is. So I just feel if you really want to have yourself built up in terms of creativity, in terms of knowledge, and in terms of adding more to what you already have, you should go to places, see new things, see how things are being created.
Explore.
It will add more to what you have already. But when you are limited to some environments, or you keep seeing a particular thing more often, it will get you bored.
Sure.
And when you are bored, life becomes miserable for you. So please travel. Linda, please travel.
Wow.
I know
are you trying? Really? I feel attacked, but it's fine. Another place to travel to and do another activity for you to do. We have the Omodos Village, and this Omodos Village is actually a place that you go for wine tasting, like first things first. You go for wine
You
tasting.
like wine,
You
well, well.
have, of course, I do.
Oh,
Who
wow.
doesn't? But then the good one, though, because they said good wine. You should know that's why they always tell you that when they tell happy birthday, they'll say age like fine wine. So it's only fine wine I used to drink, sir.
Your shakara
So
go too
then,
much.
then it's the premier destination for wine tasting, and then it offers a lot of samples for you to do a lot of things. It has different restaurants, it has bars, it has a lot of activities for you to do, and then whatever it is you want to do there, of course, it said it has stone houses, it has gardens, it has beautiful places there. Like it is filled with a lot of museums there. So then, when you find yourself in Cyprus, I think one of the places for you to visit, one of the places for you to go and have fun is the Omodos Village. It's more like a place that a lot of activities have been taking do happen. That when you realize maybe you just want to listen to good music, you find yourself there. Maybe you just want to have a drink, you find yourself there. Maybe you just want to eat. They have different restaurants there. They have a lot of things that you can do there just for the fun of it. Maybe you just want, maybe they have maybe a particular activity that is going on, and then you feel you're bored at home. Find yourself there. You do a lot of things. At least when I talk about wine tasting, maybe for people that want to go, maybe for weddings, maybe anniversaries, a lot of celebrations, you want to go for wine tasting. Like I love to do that. Like I think I've done that once in Abuja or somewhere like that. That we went for wine tasting, and then it was actually fun because you tend to know the different taste of a lot of wines, even if you've not had a lot of
Any
it.
before.
Yeah. So at least you have something to say about it. So then this is one of the places for you to visit when you find yourself in Cyprus to do a lot of things. At least you can just go there to have fun by listening to the music. You can just dance your problems away, like just the way David danced, as the Bible said. So then, of course, if you want, no, but like seriously, like when I talk about dancing, or maybe sometimes once I feel I am bored, or maybe I have something going on in my mind, maybe I'm worried about something, like the next thing to do is to listen to music, and then maybe just dance, and then just tell myself everything is fine, and before you know it, like I'm back to
All
myself.
is well, all is well.
Thank you very much, all is well.
You're talking about this Omodos village. To some persons, they will think it's just a typical village, but no, it's
It's
not.
not a village
It's
per
not a
se.
typical
Yeah, it's not a
village. It's a
typical
village that
village.
is, or is a place or town that is filled up with things that flashes you back to the
True.
old times.
True.
And when you talk about old times, you talk about stuff like carvings on the wall, carvings on stones, carvings on woods, or probably
Yeah.
you see caves, or probably holes being made inside stones,
True.
and then being reserved as homes and all of those things. Those are one of the reasons why some of these towns are being referred to as villages, because they
Villages,
used to be
yeah.
village. And when you say village, you don't just expect something to just. So I mean, you don't just expect all of those things to just die down. Of course, you will have to preserve it for future, maybe
Purposes.
for future posterity, for people to probably come afterwards, or probably for people in the future to come and see that, okay, this is how we do things, and this is how you are supposed to emulate some of the things that we left behind, or we are leaving behind. This is one of the reasons why sometimes you just go to even if you don't want to go to there, just go and see some of these things, so that it will give you a glance of how life used to be in the past. Then we have Tombs of the Kings, and I think this tomb of the kings is near Passos, and is a large graveyard dating back to the 4th century BC. The tombs are carved out of the solid rock and decorated with Doric columns. Despite the name, there is no evidence of any royalty buried here. Instead, the site was the final resting place of aristocrats and high officials. So it's not really the kings as such that was actually buried there, but just like we've said, or like I've said, they are more of like high officials
Yeah.
back then that were probably buried there for the sake of remembrance and all of those
People
things.
that have influenced the society, and
People that have made a lot
yeah.
of changes in the society, right back in the past. And when you talk about stuff like this, you should know that it's a place that is supposed to be preserved. People are supposed to give respect to their existence and what they have impacted in the society right now. And this kind of place is not just a normal tomb that you go and see just a graveyard and all of those things. You will see buildings out
Of course,
like it's
yeah.
being beautified, it's being modified to be something sight attractive, so that you don't just say, okay, how can probably people like Aristotle be buried just in a flat land
Yeah.
without not decorating the graveyard and all
Yes,
of
they
those
give
things.
you
But no,
honor.
no, just want to give you the honor that, okay,
Yeah.
yes, this is we giving you honor to how, or appreciating you to what you've impacted
Yeah,
in
more like
society
making
back then,
history for other people
to
that will
come and
see.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, we have another place. We have the Nisi Beach, and then the most popular of the many beaches that grace the shores of the resort is the Nisi Beach. It says it's best known for its lively performances, the beach party scene, the drinks. They said young people take time to go there to explore the place, to dance, play music day and night. Like they don't. There's no particular time for you to say when you go there, like you won't have fun, or when you go there, there's nothing for you to do. Like there are a lot of things for you to do in the Nisi Beach. They said there's a water sports center in the Nisi where visitors can enjoy everything from parading and windsurfing to water skiing and pedal boating. Shallow, crystal clear water makes Nisi Beach perfect for wading and swimming as well. The beach takes its name from the small islet located close to the coast. The uninhabited island can be easily reached on foot through the shallow waters and provides good shelter. So then people go there to have fun, especially they said young people. So it's more like people who are still feeling like they still have the strength to go there and party day and night. Like just have fun. Just tell yourself that you can do this, or rather, even if you know you're going through a lot. But the Nisi Beach is one of the places for you to go and just while away time and take away all the troubles in your head, take away all the thoughts in your head, take away all the things that are trying to weigh you down. From the music, from the food to eat, from the fun, dancing, and meeting a lot of people. You can even go close. You can just do anything you want to do so far as it's going to make you happy. So then the Nisi Beach is one of the places for one to visit and actually have fun, and don't even think of anything that is going to hinder you from doing it. So then if there's another place for people to visit and think they want to have fun, Nisi Beach is one of the places. He said it's the best among the beaches. So then it's one of the places for one to visit and have fun. So then don't think twice about going to the Nisi Beach.
Why are you taking it personal?
Because I think that's I thought you said I should come. You're going to sponsor me.
Of
So
course.
then I think this is one of the places I want to
Are
go
you
to.
remind me, or you're telling me?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, fine. Now we have Saint Hilarion Castle. This is spread over the top of a rocky crag near the city of the Green off the northern coast of Cyprus. This Saint Hilarion Castle is the best preserved of the islands since the 11th century fortifications. Originally a monastery, and the fortress gets its name from a local ascetic and hermit known as Hilarion, who attracted a group of devout followers during the 4th century. So I think this is more of like a fortress, just like the one I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, from the
And
beginning.
when you talk about fortress, that's to do with something that is supposed to protect probably the people living there and all of that. But then for the fact that this has been in existence since the 11th century, should give one the persuasion of going there to have the glance of how it's been built, what are embedded, because don't just go to places and have it cleaned up. Of course, there are some other things that you are likely to see there. There are some carvings of probably those that lived there, and that are supposed to give you a flashback to how humanity used to survive and all of those things. And which is why sometimes I find it very exciting to watch movies that that depict cultural backgrounds, historical backgrounds, because many of us don't really see the significance of knowing our cultural backgrounds and all of that. And you knowing your cultural background is what makes you who you claim to be. If you, for instance, say you're an African and you don't know any historical background about Africa, that makes you nobody.
True.
But for the fact that you are in another place and then you are probably exposed to seeing their historical background, their cultural heritage and all of those things, you should probably get a glimpse of all of those things. Ask questions, and I'm very sure Cypriots are very welcome in terms of asking questions, answering questions. So you ask questions, how did this come into existence? And believe me, they will tell you virtually even things that you didn't even ask for. And that will add to your knowledge, because you can go back and tell people that, okay, this is it too. Okay, these are their own culture is likely to ours in this aspect. So things like this add up to your being, and it improves you personally.
Yeah, and a lot of people go for hiking again in the Hilarion Castle.
Okay, yeah, I forgot
people
to mention
visit that place. You see, that's another activity again. That's something I want to do when I get to Cyprus. So be ready because you're going to spend a lot.
Can you
Of course,
hike?
I do hike. What do you mean? Like, why do you always look at me like
It's just, no, I'm just
I
asking you a
can't do
question.
something on my own? No, I hike a lot. Like, I think I was even telling someone about it. I was like, let's hike one of these days.
Not the one you
And
go
then
half of the mountain.
no,
and
sir,
want to
I don't
come
think
back
you've
home.
gone to one of the mountains I've gone to. So I think very soon, maybe I'll include you in our plan.
Nice one.
Yeah. So then another thing we should do when you talk about visiting Cyprus is food.
My area of
Gang,
specification.
gang, gang, gang. Yeah, of course, it's you now. When you talk about food, like you don't. Some people will tell you, "I'm just eating because I'm hungry," or "I'm just eating because." Man, I want to eat because I want to enjoy the food. So that's why you need to take your time and prepare the
But
meal.
you said that
And then
when you visit Cyprus, even if you don't have appetite for food,
like when
like
you just
when you
oh
look at the
Lord,
food,
like immediately you just want to
the
swallow
appetite will just
everything.
come,
I'm
and you don't
telling
know
you.
when you
So
start
then
eating
don't even
stop.
think twice that when you go to Cyprus you'll not be able to eat anything, or there are a lot of things that you can eat and not even have a problem with it. You know, there are countries that when you visit for the first time, whatever it is you eat, maybe you can have stomach upset and all of that. But then there are different meals that you can eat and not have any issue with it. And a lot of things that you can eat in Cyprus would just be good for you. Like, you don't just have to say you're thinking twice or you're having issues about it. We have the sovla. They said you can feel an unbelievable taste. They said it's a famous Greek fast food containing small pieces of meat. When you talk about meat, like when you're eating and then you know you're like, I'm always there.
That's your domain.
You don't have a problem. Like when you talk about just God, when you talk about the sight of it alone is something for you to just enjoy. So you enjoy it with grilled bread or in a pita wrap with a large amount of fresh salad and sauces. The meat used is usually pork, lamb, chicken and beef, but for the tourists they serve lamb, chicken, beef, and especially swordfish. You can also choose vegetarian options such as halloumi and mushroom to enjoy this delicious Cyprus traditional food. When you talk about this food, like when you just the taste alone is something else for people who have tasted, people who have said a lot of things about it. Because you know, most times when you're talking about the food in a particular country, you have to go through a lot of comments, what people have said about this particular meal, and how maybe someone can tell you the first time he didn't enjoy it, or someone can tell you for the first time he had issues, and someone will tell you for the first time he enjoyed it and then he didn't have a problem with it, like he had to eat it and eat like until he couldn't eat again. So then people have
individual way
of course people have a
discuss.
lot of reviews about it, but then I think based on research, I think most people said they enjoyed this particular one because it was more like it was something that they wanted to have. So then I think this is one of the things I'm going to taste when I find myself in Cyprus. So be ready.
You are still thinking. It's already
Yeah,
in
of
my
course, I'm
plans.
going to come out, no problem. I'm
It's
coming
already
out.
right in front as I'm speaking
Okay.
to you. Then the second food we have is the kleftiko. This amazing dish is made with juice lamb or goat and is baked in a clay oven with vegetables for minimum of 24 hours.
Wow. Jeez,
It
24
takes
hours.
the whole of a day to cook this particular food. Wow. And before baking it, it is marinated with lemon
Cinnamon.
juice, cinnamon. The bone pieces of lamb are baked with cheese and vegetables wrapped in nylon. I will sure you will love it.
Of course.
I will sure you love it. But for the fact that it's been prepared for a whole day.
A whole day, like
just like,
24 hours. Like it's a minimum. That's like it can take 48
It can
hours.
even take 3 days.
Wow.
Please don't use your gas.
So so then it means if you want to eat it, like maybe you should start preparing. Maybe you think you want to eat it, maybe let's say on a Saturday or
You start
maybe
preparing
on.
it today.
So you start preparing it for maybe wow.
Today.
Okay, this is serious. But then, anyways, you said there are a lot of things for you to eat, and I'm excited because their food is just welcoming. It's something
like a
else,
lot of
and
things, a
it
lot
has
of
to. There's
foods.
meat, like a lot of meat in it. So, what is food without meat now? Some people will tell you it's not a problem, but almost sometimes it's a problem to me, though.
That's if you are not hungry. If you are hungry,
Okay.
okay.
We have the moussakas, a very popular minced meat dish, which is based on aubergine, that's eggplant, tomato, and the minced meat of lamb. The yummy dish is also covered with white sauce, which is made with butter and flour cooked in milk.
Wow, this one is even cooked in milk.
Like this one is cooked in milk. Wow, this is it is a popular dish actually.
I love to,
and
I
then
love to look
it
for this
is
when I get there. Sorry, I'm already there. When I get out, when I go out in the next say, 30
you're
minutes,
trying to expose yourself.
when I go out in the next 10 minutes, I will ask for this.
Please ask for it and send me pictures so that I can see how you enjoyed it.
Send you pictures. pictures. And then for starters and desserts, in Cyprus, they say appetite comes before eating. And there's a reason for this because Cyprus is a wide variety of delicious starters. Moreover, when you are done with your meal, you have to end that glorious meal properly. That is, you don't have to probably have you leaving anything behind or leftovers. You eat everything because for the fact that you enjoy everything, for the fact you enjoy everything wouldn't give you the mind or probably saying, okay, I can't finish this because you're already enjoying it. And when you're enjoying something, you wouldn't want to leave anything behind. You want to even lick the plate or break the plate if possible. And they said, so let's have a look at the tasty desserts and starters that supplement Cypriot dishes. And from that, we have the maize. The meats are small dishes which can do hot or cold, spicy or savory. A meat platter could be made with Cyprus traditional food items such as grilled octopus, slide hard-boiled eggs, and salad served with garlic bread. Meat can also have made with salva beans, fried vegetables, a paste of crushed seaweed seeds, olive oil, lemon, and garlic, and also separate dish of goat, sheep, or cow cheeses. So there are a lot of varieties in cooking this particular food. And when you talk about varieties, that is whichever one that suits you, whichever one that you choose is that you feel is best for taste for you, is what you are likely to go for. And when ordering, you can just be specific upon the exact one you want, so that
Of course,
I'm telling you now, so that you will not come and complain to me that I didn't give you what you ordered.
Thank you, sir.
So as you are at liberty to order whatever thing you want.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyways, they have varieties of different delicacies that you can have, and then we have some of the reasons why one should visit Cyprus. Because when you talk about when you want to go to a particular place, you're thinking of what to do or what is happening there or why you should even go. Maybe you just want to go for fun. And then some of the reasons I said, if you have a sweet tooth, Cyprus doesn't disappoint. So then whatever it is that you're planning on doing, then you should know that Cyprus will never disappoint you. Be ready to eat. Be ready to have everything you want. I said a holiday in Cyprus wouldn't be complete without their traditional sweets. Wow. They have their different sweet that they take, and then it's mostly mixed with grape with honey before then being left to dry in the sun. That's the process in making it. Then this and other easy to make syrupy sweets are often served with coffee or tea. You can find them in the market or major thoroughfares. Like it is any meal you want to have, like anything you want to do in Cyprus. They said don't just think you will not have fun in doing it, whether food you're going to eat, places you're going to visit, things you're going to do, and businesses and all of that. Because I learned that if you're going to visit Cyprus, you need to be ready because they are always ready for you. It is actually a place that you can do anything you want to do based on, okay, fine, you have the means to. You have the means to, maybe let's say you can visit this particular place. Of course, one of the source of their income. So then whatever it is you're doing, you're actually giving to them, and then you're gaining something at the end. It's more like trade by barter. When you give somebody something, then you get something in return. So then visiting Cyprus is actually one of the things for you to do, because you will definitely have fun. You definitely achieve anything that's taking you there.
And aside that, the other reason why you should visit Cyprus is for the fact that it is a trip down history lane. And once you fit into your feel, to your satisfaction, of course, you could want to explore. You don't just, after eating, you want to go and sleep or probably have yourself locked up somewhere else. But then you have to discover some ancient history. And for the fact that Cyprus has one of the oldest history dating back as far as the 100 BC. Try taking a trip to places like Salamis, a city which was once host for successive superpowers during the Assyrians, Egyptians, and Persians, and Roman Empire. When you talk about stuff like this, it's a place that, I don't know, I really do not believe in superpowers anyway. But for the fact that it is mentioned here, at least you just go there to check if
for yourself.
To check if really they are true or they are mere fallacy or they are mere myth or stuff like that. And that's why sometimes it's not about what you believe, but what you see. But by the time you see something, then that comes you believing it. So that's one of the reasons why you should go there. Of course, people like me that do not believe that I would want to go and see for myself and see if it is true or it's just a mere myth or
So you're
something.
doubting.
I'm doubting, of
Wow,
course.
okay.
Aside from any power that comes from Jesus Christ, I don't
Actually.
believe in any power.
Anyways, he said it has blue skies and perfect year-round weather. Like it is a place that you will not think. 'Cause he said it's actually sunny, but then the sun is so it's not
It's
like
warm.
it's warm. La, Lord, like when you find yourself there, you don't have a problem about saying no, you're not going out by this particular time because it's sunny, and then you will get this and get that. No, but then he said all year round, like
Sun.
you should, like the sun is warm, and then you just feel yourself going to wherever it is you're going to, and then you enjoy the weather. They said the Mediterranean climate is attractive. They said especially to Europeans wishing to escape bad weather in their home countries. They said there are generally at least 6 hours of bright sunshine every day, even in the middle of winter, giving visitors a truly pleasant climate all year round. So of course you will definitely have everything to do. You will not even have a problem about going out. You will still enjoy the activity you find yourself there.
And aside from that, they said there
Yes.
is always a reason to celebrate. Like Cyprus, they have like they are filled up with the urge to celebrate every now and then, and it's one of the most peaceful place on earth. And aside from that, they are known for their love and having good time. And here in North Cyprus is a colorful festival-filled period, as the varieties of events ensures that there is something for everyone. That is, even if you are a foreigner, you are a stranger, whatever being you are in that particular north or in that particular place in Cyprus, they, there should be definitely an activity for you to have yourself involved in. You will not be left behind in any way.
Their lifestyle is something for you to experience.
They are very expressive in terms of everything, in terms of their culture and everything that exhibits who they really are. So I think that's one of the reasons why you should have yourself involved in their festive periods or in their festival time, so that you have the glimpse of how they celebrate their festivals. And you don't just go there for business purposes, and then after business you go back while they are celebrating and all of that. It doesn't make them feel as if you want to belong to their society or to their environment, but rather you're just for the fact that you want your business to be done and all of that, you will just leave. No, you will be giving them a bad impression in so doing. So celebrate with them, have dinner with them, go to places with them, and all of these things will give them a sense of belonging.
Belongings, yeah. They said Cyprus is actually a land of plenty. Like it's a land of plenty, so it's more like a land of variety,
Like
a
there's
land
no
where you have a
there's no
lot of
specific
things.
to
He said the
anything.
people are warm and their friendliness rubs off on visitors. The sun shines almost every day of the year, and the beautiful sandy beaches with clean waters makes it a perfect destination. Moreover, there's a variety of unique and healthy cuisines to pick from. What more can one ask for when you
Again
find
in
it
this
again
life.
in this life? Like you're living the baby girl life, like you're
Living the
living the
life.
life. Like when you find yourself in Cyprus, like it's something to be excited about, because you will do a lot of things. You will be happy with yourself. Like if you've not gone to Cyprus, please start thinking about
Going to
traveling.
Cyprus
Like
alone is an achievement.
it's an achievement, because you will have fun, you will do a lot of things. Even if it's business you want to do, they will welcome you, because they said their warmness, their friendliness is something that will rub off on visitors. Like they will show you that they love you, they'll show you they want to take care of you, they said there are things that you should do in Cyprus and things you should not do in Cyprus. And one of the things you should do in Cyprus, you should be ready to express yourself, especially when they have to ask you
Because they are
about
also
your family,
expressive.
of course, because they will want to tell you things about themselves as well. To then be ready to say a lot of things about yourself, about your family, about your friends, your job, your business,
background and all of those
everything.
things.
So like this is one of the things you should actually consider, in case if you're someone that is very private. Of course you meet a lot of people, maybe you meet particular people that will just want to talk to you, that want to be friends with you. So be ready to express yourself, be ready to tell them things about yourself for them to understand and to know, okay, this person is like this person is like that, okay, we can do business with this person. So be ready always to express yourself and to show them that genuine interest in you, that thing you have in you. You can ask you a lot of things, even about your relationship. with maybe your partner or maybe your friends and
Your
lots of things.
family.
So then you should be ready to express yourself, ready to be open, because they are always ready. They'll be honest with them if possible, no matter what, especially when you're doing business with people. Be able to be honest, be able to show people that you're ready for this thing, to show them that you're actually someone that they can trust, someone that they can actually do things with. Then you can expect someone in Cyprus to be very direct and truthful when voicing their opinions. Try and respond with them with honesty.
Of course, and aside from that, they say admire the rich history of Cyprus as well as the country's achievements, because they are usually being proud of what you say of them, and for the fact that they feel whatever achievement they have is of high quality. They would want you to, have it like it's a thing of pride when a foreigner comes and recognize that this particular thing or this particular achievement of yours is of high quality. Like there's this pompousness it gives you as a citizen of that particular environment. So this is one thing that you should do, probably if you are chance to visiting Cyprus, even if the place is not really that fine, just tell them it is fine.
Actually, but then you see,
But the
like
thing is,
some of the
there's
things
virtually
you
nowhere in
should not
Cyprus
do,
that
of
you
course.
will not go and be out. Like,
Of
you'll be
course,
like,
true.
wow.
And
Is this
another
really,
thing
like, is this real?
that
And all
you
of
should
those
not
things.
even do again in Cyprus, like when you talk about doing things that is acceptable and things that is not, there are some kind of things that you should not do in Cyprus, especially when you make a promise. If you know you're going to make a promise and you can't keep to it, don't just go ahead to do that. Sometimes you can just decide. Let's say, for instance, maybe someone will tell you, will you be able to do this? Or maybe I want you to do this, and then you'll be like, okay, I'm going to do it, because you just want to end the discussion. But then the truth of it is that they said one of the things you should not do in Cyprus is to make a promise. Keep to your
That's
word.
why they are always honest. That's why they are described.
So then, if
as
you're going to
honest
Cyprus and you know you're not an honest person, please start being honest now, or better still, don't even promise actually, because they said let your word, just keep to your word. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. So always keep to your word, because it is one thing they will not take from you, because definitely you will disappoint them. So then they'll feel disappointed and not do anything with you again.
I said, do not criticize or belittle Cyprus job. Like, don't look down on any of their
Any
jobs,
job,
because
yeah.
whatever thing they do, and then it fetches money for them. Why would you look down on
And
such
they're always
thing?
passionate in what they do.
Yeah, because whatever thing that you fetch you money, of course, you take it with all seriousness.
Sure.
So you as a foreigner, whether big or small as a person, you don't look down on their job, because that's what fetches them money. And that's their source of livelihood. So why would you want to make jest of that job or something like that? No, you go there probably to appreciate them and say thank you. If you can even tip them, you tip them to appreciate
Of
them
course.
and all of those things.
And also, don't criticize their culture. This is their culture. This is one thing they believe in. This is one thing they do. So then don't criticize their culture for anything. So you should be aware that whatever it is you do to anybody in Cyprus, they are always sensitive with a lot of things. So then in order for you not to offend anybody, just try and be yourself. Try not to criticize what they do. Maybe you try to compare them with anybody. They are the way they are because they have planned on doing all sorts of things, and then they are happy with what they do. So then who are you to just come and then just decide to make them feel, or maybe belittle them, or make them feel like what they are doing is wrong? So you should not make comments that correlate anyone in Cyprus. Do not do that. So then there are a lot of things for you to do. They said even in conflict that you should not do a lot of things. So don't make them feel bad about what they are doing. They love what they do a lot. So then don't try to belittle them for any reason.
Talking about Cyprus, this is just more of like a tip of the iceberg of what is there in Cyprus. Like there are a lot of things, even in terms of tourist attractions. There are like hundreds of places that you should visit in Cyprus, because these are just more of like the little of what you can do in Cyprus. If you are there as a foreigner or as a visitor, please endeavor to visit more places than all of these places we've just mentioned, because we are rather trying to encourage you to go there and see things for yourself, and not just because of what we are saying, but rather you come back and tell us as well that okay, this thing that you guys said is true. You can make contributions to all of these things, to either to affirm that yes, some of these things are actually, all of these things are actually true, because we are just trying to give you a tip to why you should travel there. And for the fact that there are other interesting things there, we wouldn't just want to tell you, so that you go there and see for yourself, surprisingly.
Actually.
Because if you say everything now, to be as if you already have said everything as regards a particular country. So I think the essence of traveling is for you to see new things. Be surprised or be amazed about how some things are naturally built, how things are preserved since the old days and all of those things. So I think This
Yeah, and
is a
then
country that
yeah, of course, for one to visit, even not just to, maybe you can just go for maybe a couple of days. Like it's still accepted. At least
go for
you've experienced
vacations,
something. At
go
least
for
you've had
picnic,
fun
go for
and all of that. And their etiquette, like when you talk about greeting someone, when you talk about exchanging pleasantries with someone, at least they shake hands and then they maintain direct eye contact in order for you to show that person that okay, fine, you are being sincere, or maybe you're showing love. And said other people can actually shake hands with you, and then maybe some, maybe younger ones will not want to have that direct contact, eye contact with maybe older people because they feel it's a sign of respect. So then in exchanging all those things, you should respect whatever it is they do, and then you should wait to be invited before you actually use someone's surname, whatever it is you do. Because then there are people that will just be like, okay, maybe I'm friends with you, I can just use your name for anything. But then you should wait to be invited first. Say goodbye to each person individually when leaving. So more like when you have like 10 people, you have to tell everybody you're doing. It's more like shaking hands with everybody, just the way guys do. You shake hands with everybody to be like, okay, fine, I'm leaving. Like, okay, I had fun. Maybe it was actually peaceful and all of that, just to ensure that you guys had good time together and there was no issue amongst anybody.
And aside from that, when you visit a Cyprus house, you try as much as possible to compliment the house too.
Yeah,
Even
actually, even if
because
the house is not the way you were thinking, maybe you were expecting it to be
just
something else.
pass a
Just,
compliment
of
to the
course,
owner
don't
of
make
the
them
house.
feel bad about
Of course,
whatever it is they do.
to make them probably want to invite you next time, and probably if I thought they had already planned of giving you a treat, for the fact that you already have complimented the house and all of that, would probably hiking their plan on to doing more of what they actually have planned earlier on. So compliment them, compliment their culture, compliment their well of being, like compliment everything, compliment
If
them.
I'll
So
allow
that
you, but you will continue to talk about this Cyprus. You will
because
continue,
I'm
continue.
there and I'm seeing
We
things myself, so of course I would
wow,
want to talk
thank you
about
very
things I
much.
have seen.
Anyways, our time is up.
Oh, it's quite
Anyway, yeah,
unfortunate.
of course, I had fun talking about Cyprus,
But
and
then
I
come and meet
think,
me very soon.
of course, I will. I will go to Cyprus. So whoever it is that is thinking of going to Cyprus should do that as soon as possible. Thank you very much for doing this with me and
You're
actually doing
welcome.
the best. And anyways, enjoy your stay in Cyprus. I'll meet you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, viewers, for actually staying with us to enjoy this time with us. I hope you had fun because I did, and I'm actually planning on visiting Cyprus. I hope you are too. Do have a blessed day. We love you. Bye.